Hello Eurovision fans, you see I'm talking about betting odds. Yes, this is a part of the Eurovision Song Contest. I wanna take the chance doing this video because there are many people like, bookmakers are so wrong, why they're overhyping Malta for example, and why is this country so low, they're so wrong, and no, this one never win, and so on. And I'm like, no, bookmakers doesn't decide anything, it's we who are betting on the countries. I want to explain how it is working, why odds are drifting and shortening and so on. A bit behind the scenes, I was working 4 years in the betting office and I love betting Eurovision Song Contest. Don't forget you can lose money, so it's not that I want to motivate you to bet, but there are people betting, so I want to explain a bit more how it's working, and I would say, let's go! So before I explain the betting odds, I want to show you some comments. Vivi blogs, don't hate me now because there are some comments from the Vivi blog side. For example, this was from someone who wrote this text. It says, since the release of the French Ballot Tout Univers, the bookies have been eating up Switzerland. And this is one big thing. They're like, when you're reading this, it means like the bookmakers are like, oh my god, the bookmakers loving it, and they think that Switzerland is so good they might win. We're giving them a 3-1. It is so good we're giving them a 3-1. This is wrong because bookmakers are not deciding an odd. They're not like, okay, they're sitting in a circle with Bet365, Ledbrokes, William Hill and so on. They're not sitting in a circle and like, okay, Bet365, what would you give to Cyprus? And you, Ledbrokes, what would you give to Cyprus? This is not working. You can't, because the odds are changing all the time. It's not the way it's working. They're not bookmakers sitting in the circle and talking all the time about betting odds, because you have to know there are football games, basketball, American football. There are many markets, and this is not how it works. Even with the Eurovision Song Contest, bookmakers don't decide and say, oh, we love Malta, we're giving them a 3-1 because we think Destiny has a chance to win. The thing is, odds are changing because people like you and you think this will win. You put your money and say Malta will win. And I looked up at Betfair Exchange and you can see the full stake on Eurovision Song Contest at Betfair Exchange is £1.4 million. So this is the full stake which was placed already at the Eurovision Song Contest. And you see, yes, Malta is number 1. The odd is 3.95. This means when you put £1, €1, whatever you have, €1 on Malta winning, you get €3.95 back. This is the easiest way. You multiply the stake, the money you wanna spend with the odd, with the betting odd, and this is the money you get back. For example, Bulgaria, 23, you put €1 that Bulgaria will win, you get €23 back. And this is how you can find out how much money you would get with €5 and so on. It is just math. And I think that Eurovision World is a bit easier to see than Oddchecker, and you can see all the betting odds. You see the bookmakers, Bet365, Unibet and so on. And at the far right you see Betfair Exchange. The difference between Betfair Exchange and the bookmakers is they are bookmakers. Betfair Exchange is different. It's a trading website, a trading betting site. For example, like Wall Street, where people buying something or sell something, and you see that it's always going up and down. Or for example, horse racing. There are people betting on a horse, this will win. There's no one sitting there like, okay, I will give this horse a 5-1, I will give this horse a 10-1. Betting odds are always changing, depends on how much money people put on this horse, And this is the same with the Eurovision Song Contest. Odds are changing, depends on how much money people put on Malta, Switzerland, Albania, Belgium, and so on. This is just calculation, this is math. This has nothing to do with deciding an odd. So don't think like bookmakers are sitting and like giving this a 4-1, this a 10-1, this a 30-1. Oh, okay, from 30-1 I will give this now a 35-1. Odds are changing because people are putting money on the country or not. So, and you can see 1.4 million pounds are already in this Eurovision Song Contest. And at Oddchecker you can see the winning chance. Winning chance is the same as how much money in percentage went to this country. So Malta is 20%. So 20% of 1.4 million pounds went to Malta. 30%, I think it was 13%. For France, for example, 13% of 1.4 million pounds went to France, and so on and so on. And of course, it can change. When more and more and more people, so over 20% in the future, will put money on Malta, the odd will shorten even more. So when the rehearsals are starting, and there is like a rehearsal which is brilliant, where people are going crazy. For example, Eleni Ferreira had a 100 to 1. It was like big money you would get. For €1 you would get 101 euro back. It was shortening like crazy after rehearsal because the rehearsal was amazing. People were like, oh my god, this can win the whole thing. In the end, it came second. It was not like the bookmaker was like, oh my god, Eleni Ferreira, this is amazing. We have to give her a 2 to 1 now. Many people putting money on Cyprus, on Eleni Ferreira to win. And the odd was shortening and shortening and shortening and shortening. This is how it works. It's not a deciding or decision of the bookmakers. It's a decision on people who are betting and the stake, how big is the stake on this country and so on. So when the rehearsals are starting, you can see the most important odd during the rehearsals is Betfair Exchange, because this is like a real-time betting office. So when the odd is shorting like crazy during a rehearsal, for example, the first one is the Rook, Lithuania, and the rehearsal is so good that people think this might win. People are betting and betting and betting that Lithuania will win and the odd will shorten. You see this as first with Betfair Exchange, and of course people are like, why should I bet at Betfair Exchange when the odd is like 15 to 1 when I get 30 to 1 at Bet365 and so on. So all the people are betting on the higher odds because they want to win more money. The odd is shortening, and when there's still some bookmakers with a high odd, people are like, why should I take the lower odd from Bet635 when, for example, at BWin it's much higher? Of course, people want to take the higher odd, and then all bookmakers are shorting as well. This is a difference of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it can be 30 minutes. But when you want to win much money and you see at Betfair Exchange the odd is shorting like crazy, and you're watching the live stream from EC United, VV Blocks and so on, and like going crazy and like, oh my god, this could going well and win maybe. And you have to be a bit careful, because when you're watching a live stream, for example, and they're going crazy, it's their opinion. It can happen that they're overhyping the rehearsal. For example, Jingo's Truth was amazing, and they were like watching it for the first time and was like, oh my god, this looks really cool with lasers, and he was shortening and shortening. Or for example, Bilal Hassini with War, it was third after rehearsal because I'm like, oh my god, she's so good. And the odd was shortening like crazy. So you have to be a bit careful. The best decision you can make is when you're watching the rehearsal yourself, and then you can decide, is it good enough to win? When you're just betting because someone from VV Blocks, AS United and so on are like, oh my god, this is so good, this one can win, and you believe in this and betting, then you can be angry that, oh my god, they have no real taste, this is not winning, when you're watching it in your real life, real time, when you're watching the semi-final, for example. So you have to be careful, and of course, odds are always changing, and they're like 1.4 million pounds, so this means with 20%, it's like around 250, a bit more than 250,000 euro went to Malta. So of course, when you have some money, you can push this country all the time, like giving them all the time 1,000 euro to Malta and again, and pushing Malta all the time, that Malta is very high up and people talking about Malta. This is just an example. It's not like I'm saying this is what Malta is doing. But often there were countries at the top or at the top 5. I'm like, really? Really? This has a chance to win? I'm sorry, this is not even top 10. Why is this so high up? And I think there might some countries pushing a bit the betting odds. They have to think if it's good or not. I think when some delegations, some people are watching this, I say this is senseless, because the thing, yes, you can push, you get the attention, people are writing about you. For example, Destiny, yes, people are writing like Destiny is the favorite to win. But we are in the Eurovision bubble and we know the songs. But we as fans know or deciding, I love this song, so I vote for this song. And I'm not interested like, oh, Malta is favorite. Oh, maybe I should vote for Malta. So I wouldn't change my mind because it's favorite. People like we as a Eurovision bubble are betting, voting for a country which we love. And you have to don't forget that 99% of the people who are watching the final don't know anything. They don't care that Malta is all the time the favorite or that Switzerland and France is high up. People listen to the song for the first time and voting. They vote for this country because they love the song, they love the performance. They don't care. They're not like, oh my god, Malta was so many weeks favorite to win. I mean, I don't like this song, but I have to vote for Malta. It was the favorite to win. This is not working. This is the reason why it's not a good idea to push a song with the bookmakers. It costs some money, and in the end, people are voting for the song they love. And it doesn't matter if you are the favorite all the time at the bookmakers or not. So I'm a bit skeptical about this. And when I see, for example, France and Switzerland, they have a chance to win, yes, but you see the winning chance is like 13 or 12%. It is not much. So in 8 situations, in 1 situation you would win. And it is wide open. So I think when we have the rehearsals, I think it will happen. Odds will change extremely. There will be songs, for example, maybe in the top 5 or top 10, which will be like, woo, goodbye. Outside of top 10, it can happen that there's a country like, for example, I think Germany, for example, is a good example. When the staging and the performance is amazing in the rehearsal, it can happen that Yannick like from 28th place, like whoop, top 10 can happen. So the rehearsals are always the thing, because you see the visuals, you see what they want to do with the song, with the performance, are the live vocals good, is the camera work good, and so on. And when we have the semifinals, then we know how it looks on stage, how is the chemistry between the singer and the audience, not just the audience in the arena, the audience at home. And then you have a feeling like, yeah, this could do well, and this is, no, this could do well, but winning, I don't know. So then you can have your own idea of who can win. But during the rehearsals, it's a bit critical because, you have to believe what you see at YouTube. You see like a rehearsal of 30 seconds, but you have no TV coverage, so you don't know how it looks like. You have to believe what the people in the press center are writing, and they're like, So it is always a time where you can see which songs could do well and not, but still, this year it's very wide open. Malta could win, Switzerland, France, what do we have? Lithuania, and maybe more. So it is wide open. The rehearsals are difficult, and of course you can bet, you can trust the people at the press center like, he has a good taste, so I will bet on this country. But be careful, and don't forget, you can still lose money. It doesn't matter if you believe the people at the press center or not. If you're watching the semi-final and think like, this is the winner, you can lose money. It is very wide open. And I will do an extra video talking about which song will win. And I will do an extra video which things I would bet. So this is something not many people are doing, I think. So for the people who love betting, I'll give some betting advices, what I would bet. It can be wrong, of course, so this is just advice, and you can lose money, don't forget. So betting odds are changing, depends on how much money is going to each country. Not bookmakers are deciding, and I hope when you're watching this video that you have a different opinion. And don't forget, when Malta or someone is favored to win at the bookmakers, it is the country the people put the most money on it. It's not the bookmakers, I think the most people who are betting on Eurovision at the moment are Eurovision fans. Because when you ask like the neighbor or the people like, do you know Barbara Pravi, this song, voila, this is amazing. People are like, who the fuck is that? And I think the most people don't know the songs. And at the final, 99% of the people don't know the songs. They don't know the songs this year, they don't know the songs last year, they're not comparing the songs. And this is very, very difficult. And this Eurovision Song Contest this year is different. We have not a full arena, we have less white shots, maybe even no white shots, I don't know. So it won't be like Israel if white shot, white shot, white shot, white shot. So we have a bit less white shots, maybe we have non-white shots. So it is difficult to say if it's working, because there's some songs which are better with a live audience, then it works a bit better. So it is tough to say if people are going for a ballot this year. We have pandemic, people wanna dance and celebrate. So I'm a bit skeptical if a ballot really will win. So France and Switzerland, I don't know. But I will do an extra video talking about that. So this is how betting odds are working. When you have any questions about betting odds and so on, write a comment down. I will answer them when I know this. And thank you for watching. I hope that you see this on a different side. I hope you like my video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.